very cool song. Works great for an opener. That song is from Katana Zero. Pretty cool game. Highly recommend it. It's a 2D pixelated game. Sort of like a Metrovania thing, but not really. It's fun. Definitely check it out. Katana Zero. Okay, anyway. I don't even know if that stuff even works. If you plug in these games, that even works. No, I'm not talking about abortion. My body, my choice in life. That's not about abortion. It's a deeper topic. And this stream is going to be sort of kind of deep. Sort of sad. It's not going to be cheery. It's not going to be roses. It's not going to be a jolly good time or whatever. You know, not cracking open a cold one. Just pour yourself a hard, stiff drink because we're talking about suicide. Talking about suicide. And of course, you can probably already see how it goes. My body, my choice. Well, my body, my choice to nip a baby in you, nip a fetus in you. Then what stops the argument from going, my body, my choice, put a bullet in my brain? He's going to stop me. It's my body, my choice, right? And they'll say, oh, but it's wrong somehow. Somehow they'll justify how that's wrong. But actually, no. Actually, no. Like I said, you can just go on Reddit if you really want to see how far things go sometimes. You can just go on Reddit and see that the people who actually say my body, my choice also argue, in addition, that my body, my choice should apply towards life in general. That if someone wants off themselves, they can off themselves. State of Mind and David Stay, how's it going? Playing backgammon, hanging with Dead Man. Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna get deep, man. This is a touchy subject, and not everybody's want to listen to this. And let me just say, I'm not pro suicide. You know, like if you want to take your life, if you're at that state of your life right now, if that's where you are, I would recommend you talk to somebody, or you do what you need to do to get yourself through that. But I suppose gotta get into, like, what is the meaning of life? What is the point of living? Oh my God. That's such a deep question. Some random asshole on the internet's gonna tell you what the meaning of life is? Don't leave it to me. I'm gonna tell you. Give you some platitude that you heard somebody from somewhere else. The meaning of life is the pursuit of happiness. Oh, sure. Nah. Don't think so. Don't think so. What's the pursuit of happiness for those born in situations like in slavery? Those born in some shithole areas, shithole conditions where they're literally fighting to survive, struggling to survive. What's the meaning of life for them? Pursuit of happiness? I don't know. I see it like the meaning of life, the purpose of life, the meaning of life. I can't tell you. Maybe to live, to survive, and the point of life is to survive. That's it. To survive as much as you can, as long as you can, and during that pursuit, during that survival, it might, sure, pursuing things that make you happy, you do that. The reason I'm talking about that is because if that's the case, if the purpose of life is to survive, many people some people I should say, just do not want to survive anymore. They don't want to play that game. They don't want to be bothered with that. They'd rather just hit the power button, pull the cord, turn it all off. And let me ask you, who are we to tell them they can't do that? Who are we to do that? Is a man justified in telling another man, no, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that? I mean, I understand you shouldn't, but forcefully stopping them. Kind of torn on that. I want to say yes. Because obviously a man or a woman in that situation is justified in the fact that, let's say it's a loved one of theirs that's about to take their life in some ridiculous way. It's like, no, you're not leaving. You're not doing that. We're getting through this. And some can easily spin around that it's selfish on the person who wants to end their life. And just tapping out like that and not thinking how it impacts others. Very selfish, very self-absorbed. Oh, my life is so much struggle. Oh, I can't bear to live another day. Oh my God. Especially coming from like someone who lives in America or whatever. It's like, come on, what is your struggle? You're broke. You had a bad breakup. Okay. Someone called you a mean word on the internet. Guess what? I grew up. I was on Xbox Live when Xbox Live first launched. I was called every name you can think of. Come on now. Come on, grow a fucking spine. Show the Odyssey link, Mr. Dead Guy. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do have an Odyssey. I don't know if it goes live on Odyssey, though. I don't think it does. Can I live stream on Odyssey? I have no idea. But yeah, I am over there on Odyssey. I noticed that there's still a sort of purge going on for political conversations. So, and sometimes I do have those conversations, the streams. So if I continue to, let's say, talk about Biden, I'll probably put those videos or whatever on Odyssey, so that I won't have any problem with it. But I think the way it works right now is any video that pops up on my YouTube channel, doesn't it just kind of sort of go over to Odyssey anyway? So it's sort of like, well, I mean, I don't know. I still have to learn a lot of stuff. Yeah, state of mind. I like what you said there. Had a few who jumped on me. Their choice, their pain, you have no clue. And that is true. I will give you that, David say. That is true, that I don't know the depth of their pain. And it is their choice. Their body, their choice, right? They want to just off themselves. They want to leave this mortal coil. But it does seem very selfish. It does seem very rash. And not thinking things clearly. Especially in the moment, in the situation. Let's say if it's a really bad breakup. And then a teenager or a grown adult wants to off himself. Or off herself. Down a handful of pills or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're going through an emotional moment right now. I get that. But that emotional moment is just that. It's a moment in time. You can get through that. You will be able to. But you got to want to. You have to want to. And if they don't want to do that, and they come to talk to you about it, all you can do is try to, well, I mean, if you have a vested interest of them, stand around. If they're a loved one of yours, you're in the right to tell them, I would recommend not to do that. That's not a good option, whatever. That's totally your right too. That's your choice as well. If there's someone you really care about, it is your choice, and sure, you're right to definitely say, you know what, I don't think you should do that. That's rash, and highly recommend them get professional help, or it doesn't have to be professional help. Sometimes professional help is garbage too. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. Sometimes what they need in those moments may be something kind of simple that they're just kind of missing. And you being there, that can be part of it. Or maybe on the contrary, maybe they need space. Some people need space and need to sort it out on their own. I'm that sort of person. Like if I'm going through something, if I'm dealing with some shit, nah, man, it needs to be me. And I'll probably just be outside, chilling, whatever, and just thinking. I just need space. Let's see. I'll get the Odyssey link. I'll put it in the chat. Let's see. He says he can't find me on Odyssey. Let me do that. Bring that up here. Well, I'll get that. To not lose track here. Like I said, we're talking about suicide. So fun. So fun. Such a cheery topic, right? Oh. I mean, we gotta have these deep talks every now and then. And obviously from the title of the stream, My Body, My Choice, of course, don't worry, I'm not talking about me. It's a hypothetical, obviously. But there's people out there, obviously, with the whole abortion thing, my body, my choice. I'll say that to give them the right to, kill the baby. Kill the baby. Oh, it's just a cluster of cells. It's the seed of life. You know what? You know what you're talking about. You know what's going on there. Come on, that's a cluster of cells. All right. That don't matter anymore anyway. Late-term abortions are totally A-okay in some areas, right? Still with the whole my body, my choice thing. And hey, if you're cool with that, that's you, man. That's you. But then I have to ask, where does it end? Are you still good with my body, my choice being applied to those who just want to off themselves? Go deep throat a shotgun? All right, I'm pulling up my channel now on Odyssey. Trying to figure out how to. Okay, there's the channel. Oh, here we go. I even have whatever this currency is, 307.44, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. It's probably not even worth anything. Some artificial currency that, okay. Oh, it did that. Okay. Does that link still work? Well, hopefully the link works. A cluster of cells is only life on Mars, Mr. Deadman. Right? Right? When they find life on Mars, it's cells, it's bacteria. That's a big thing. That's, if you look at that, that's really just about framing and perspective, isn't it? When you're out there searching for life in the universe, you'll take anything you find as a sign. When you're trying to destroy a life, you'll take anything you find to frame it to make it justified. It's easier to kill it when you believe it's not human. But yes, okay. So I recently watched the horror movie, The Suicide Club. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's I highly recommend it. It's really good, but it's also very fucking depressing. Everyone's killing themselves in that movie, The Suicide Club. Imagine that, right? And the conversations, or the message of the film, really, in a way, is this constant reminder of, why are you connected with yourself? Are you connected with yourself? For what reason? Why are you living? Why are you here? Especially after many hardships you have gone through. Maybe you've been devastated and you lost investments. Maybe you lost a lot of money. Maybe you made maybe you owe some people a lot of money. Maybe you screwed up big, and Your family left you. Your wife left you. The kids left you. The kids hate you. Why are you still here? Are you here for you? Are you here for somebody else? And if you're here for somebody else, like a loved one, and they're gone, then why are you still here? It's pretty deep. Can be, if you just let it soak in and think about what that means. Said it might ain't nothing on Mars. Mars ain't even a planet. Mars is just a joke. Just a construct, man. Space just a construct, bro. You know it's real though. It's feeling that emotional pain. Let me get back to that. Yeah, I was sort of joking about how someone who is, let's say in America, is living a pretty decent, comfortable life in comparison to other places, how other people have it. You know, and they want to be like, oh, my struggle, the pain I feel, I just want off myself. And we're talking about an enabled body and everything. It's just what's the pain he feels or she feels, just emotional. What is that? What is it like? You know what that's like? You know what that's like? It's like something is cutting you inside. Obviously, it's not a real cut. It's just how it feels. But it's like something's cutting you inside, doing like a really deep blow, like hit you right in the chest. And you feel gutted. And that's a scary feeling. That's a feeling that doesn't leave you thinking of many options. That's a feeling that leads people to take on various vices to numb the pain. I mean, why do you think people turn to heroin? You think heroin's just something to do all willy-nilly just for fun? I mean, maybe some people, sure, some people do, obviously. There's always that. But then once they realize what it could do for them, though. Depression is beyond explanation. It is tough. It is tough. It is. Look at me. Do I look like a man who hasn't battled that? I joke, you know? I smile. I laugh. As a defense mechanism. To play it off. Yeah, I know what it's like. Am I diagnosed? No. And probably never will be. Yeah, I don't talk to anybody. I'm one of those types. I don't talk to anybody. I carry my own. I take care of myself. And it's not an isolated trait either. It's something that's sort of generational. You know, something that's kind of in the family. That attitude, that mindset. But like I said, in case you're worried, no, this is not about me. I'm good. I'm good. But it is a deep thought. It was something I was thinking about after watching that movie, Suicide Club. What is the point of living? Why do we live? Why do we live? If to live is to struggle and to survive, why do we live? it's very easy to find the reasons why you live when things are going well, when you have the things that you aspire to have. When you're in that state, it's no longer really about surviving. It's now about maintaining. And then, of course, like, whatever makes you happy, I suppose. In that case, be work could probably bring meaning to life. Some people find meaning in work, hard labor. Some people find meaning in family connections. Some people find meaning in sex. Some people find meaning in drugs. So those two things, sex and drugs, will probably lead to some bad areas, depending on how far you fall into it. But some people find meaning in collecting Jordans. Some people find meaning in playing video games all day, watching anime. Now, how fulfilling that is for them, I don't know. Right, the things we sort of that do for to pass the time, to find meaning in life, they're not all the same. Those that do hard work and manual labor and accomplish something like physical that they could grasp. Did they get more meaning? Did they get a more beefier, meatier, more substantial form of meaning and purpose? Versus those that pursue a more abstract and digital and kind of elusive goal? Playing video games all day, watching anime all day, whatever, just kind of just sitting there. Of course, I'm biased there. You can hear it, the way I'm framing that. I'm biased. Of course, I'm favoring one over the other, but what is it? Absolutely retarded statement, says Clown to 2. We'll see how much meaning they have when there's nobody at their deathbed. When there's nobody at their deathbed. That's interesting. Do you have... What if you actually were doing things that you enjoy? Let's say you got meaning in life through... I don't know. What if you lived a more solitary life? Like you were sort of like a shut-in. Like you didn't really go out much. But you lived your life. Maybe you're on the internet a lot, a bunch of internet friends or whatever. And when you pass away, you're not going to have anybody there. I mean, I don't know. I do kind of agree. I do see that it seems sort of empty and lonely. But if someone's pursuit in life, after they get out of the survival needs, after they got their survival part down, because there's a hierarchy to this. If they got their survival needs or goals down, which that would be like, of course, in America would be like, stability, having your needs met. Once you have your basic needs met, you got a job, you got income, you got that stuff. Yeah, the other stuff comes in. That's, to me, like playing video games all day or having a hobby of, smoking cigars, or drinking beer, talking shit with your neighbors, or being invested in sports or whatever. To me, that's extra stuff that brings additional meaning in a way. And maybe, well, it does, depending on who you ask. I was going to second guess that, but all those things I mentioned are also variables to why people off themselves, right? I mean, there's been athletes that went to suicide because they devastated after a game. There's been people who off themselves after devastated after a game when they're just playing video games. It seems weird. It doesn't seem very reasonable or rational. It seems retarded, in my opinion. But there's people who do that because their purpose in life, their meaning, is driven from that game. I don't know. The thing with that, my body, my choice, and just everyone being A-okay with suicide and just people just off themselves is like, shouldn't we be there to help out? Shouldn't we be there to help in some sort of way? I mean, the people who are like cool with my body, my choice when it comes to suicide, what are they saying exactly? That if some 20-year-old who, I don't know, is devastated after some video game he played and wants to off himself, that just let it be? All right. State of mind, it's good seeing you, man. Good seeing you. You guys think it's a simulation? Maybe it is. Maybe we can unplug from the simulation. Clown2 says nothing says fulfilled like buying the new Pokemon game, right? And now says at least Christians believe in the afterlife. Well, there is that. There is that. As long as you don't kill yourself. If you do, then you're going to hell. But then, you know, does that... I'm curious. I want to look at the suicide statistics across like religions. I wonder how that looks. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually does help. Of the belief that actually does help. Of course, it's not going to be the end all be all. I mean, there's still Christians that kill themselves, obviously. Shit, there's Christians that drown their fucking kids. There's Christians that fucking murder their own fucking family. Wrong Christians, but still they believe they're Christians. Oh, you know. Some of them even believe God told them to do it. Whatever. That's a different stream. Well, actually, no, we can make it relevant here. What if somebody, someone you knew was like, I'm going to kill myself today because God told me to. Yeah, I'd be like, what are you saying? Yeah, bro, I'm going to kill myself today because God said that I should. What do you do with that? Besides call 911 and be like, bro, you need some help, man. First off, we calling each other bro. That's no. I used to hate that. Bro. That's a crazy statement. It seems out there. It seems unreasonable. It seems impossible. But don't dismiss it outright. I know as maybe a sloppy hypothetical, but stranger things have happened. And from what I've seen so far, from what I've read, and how even from your own experience, I think you can agree. If you could think it, and it seems kind of reasonable, that it's not reasonable, it's doable, that a human being can do it or have that sort of mindset, that sort of thought process, it probably has happened. See, there's people that actually advocate for letting people just off themselves on the whole my body, my choice thing. The counter, I guess argument to that is that we should try to help them because it's also a mental health issue. And we should try to get them help. And then the counter to that is, well, what if they don't want the help? And if you've been following PPP's stream, because we have the similar audience, you probably watched the Spoonie thing. I was going to do a Spoonie thing too on top of that. You guys know why. He talked about it. It'd be kind of cool to talk about it too. But I was going to do it at a different angle. But I was like, whatever. Honestly, I was just going to talk about this kind of like suicide and mental health on sort of a more abstract and deeper level. But in that situation, from that stream, what we got was something that a lot of people say. Oh, actually, I don't know about a lot of people, but people do say it. That if somebody doesn't want the help, if somebody doesn't want mental help, then you don't have the right to give them the help. Now, how do you feel about that? I suppose I shouldn't ask how you feel, because we really shouldn't be operating based on feels, should we? I mean, not really. Gut feelings play a role. How you feel about something, it is important. You can't eliminate that. I can't tell you how many times a gut feeling, a hunch has been right. I saw quite a bit. But with any other medical condition, that wouldn't make any sense. Like if you saw somebody and they're like bleeding out, they're like badly injured, and you're just standing there, not doing anything, you're not even calling the police or whatever. What are you? You're no good. You're not helping anybody. You're a complete asshole. So what if you see somebody who's going through some freaking psychosis, claiming, hearing word from God that he has to go kill himself or whatever, and is going around looking for something to use? I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you not call for an ambulance or something to have him be held for a mental evaluation? Makes sense to me. But I don't consent to the treatment. I don't give a fuck. You're going crazy. You need it. Anyway. Yeah, that's crazy though, right? Those people that are actually like, they just want to suffer. They just want to be, they just want you to let them, I don't know, just go through that. Like in Spoonie's case, I think in Spoonie's case, he eventually coming soon, he's probably going to off himself. Let's be real about that. Even though who Spoonie is, you know who he is. Spoonie's going to off himself eventually. That's going to happen. But he clearly needs help. He is reaching out for help by saying he doesn't need help, which is him fighting. He's at war with himself mentally. He's at war with himself, Spoonie is. He wants to reach out for help, but he doesn't at the same time. He's conflicted. His pride is getting in the way. His ego is getting in the way. And maybe also a little bit of that there's something to being the victim. Now, so what do y'all think about that? Sean Thiem says your emotions can lie. Emotions can lie. That's right. They can. Emotions are flawed because your emotions could be triggered by something, and you know what I mean by triggered. Could be triggered by something. Your emotions can. based on faulty evidence, poor perception. Maybe you're seeing something that's not really there. Okay, all right. So your emotions then are not, they're very real and you feel them, but it's not real. It's like when you were a kid and you were afraid of shadows and in dark closets or whatever. Obviously, there's no monster in there. There's no ghost in there. There's no boogeyman. There's no Biden under your bed when you don't want to sniff your head. Okay, that's not real. That's not happening. There's no Slenderman out there. Though when you were a kid, you probably felt very, very real, and you felt that there was, and you're sure that there was. So you would hide under your blanket. Why your blanket? I don't know why a blanket or sheet would help you. Well, I guess Ghost can't get through that. Slenderman can't get through that. Biden can't get through that. But illogical, right? Not practical, very stupid, but felt very real. That's triggered by emotion. That's an emotional response. Of course, same thing that goes with suicide. People who feel really, really depressed, shattered, devastated. They feel like there's nothing. There's no point in living. They're ready. They want to tap out. It's over. They made up their mind. It's over. But based on what? Based on a poor perception? Based on some fucked up idea, this warped idea that all is lost, that their world has come to an end because someone broke up with them. Because they lost all their money. Because the Wall Street bets forced them to lose a lot of money. Or caused them to lose a lot of money, I should say. And you see that. If you know that person who's going through that, you base on what they're going through, if you get any sort of whiff of it, if they do let you know, because usually when people are feeling that way, they don't really virtue signal, do they? Think about it. The ones that really are trying to kill themselves, they don't virtue signal on Twitter. Not that I recall. Then again, Twitter's a different thing. The people I know that have tried, Twitter wasn't a thing then. But when they do try, it's usually when people aren't around. But hypothetically, let's say you're there, and let's say you caught whiff of it somehow, that the guy was going to off himself because they're devastated by this stupid thing that happened. I mean, you're going to have an emotional reaction based on that. You're going to have an emotional reaction that a loved one's trying to off themselves with a shotgun, go deep throat a shotgun there. Sure, you're going to be motivated by your emotions to reach out for help. And if it's beyond your ability, which for most people it is, because it's like, what the fuck do I do here? I'm going to call 911. I'm going to get an ambulance here. Because I don't know what to do there. Bronx, for some reason, YouTube did a retracted on the message. I don't know what happened there. How's it going, guys? Sean and Brox, thanks for keeping the chat lively. I know. Downer of a topic. Not one a lot of people really jump into. Though the title is sort of, maybe kind of misleading. It says, My Body, My Choice in Life. They might think I'm talking about abortion. But that's the thing. I'm not. For any ladies that watch the stream, I'm not talking about abortion. I don't care what you do. You're going to find out in the end whether or not God cares. Okay, you're going to find that out. You're going to find that out. I'm not talking about you ladies. I'm talking about men. Because come on. Who offs themselves the most? Huh? What's the stat on that? I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around, ladies. For the 1%. Look, part of me wants to be like libertarian about this and be like, okay, hypothetically, let's say there is somebody who really wants to off themselves. They really want to just die, like assisted suicide. They're at the hospital. They have some horrible illness, maybe cancer, maybe some horrible shit going down. And then terminally ill, whatever. They just want to be suicided. They need some assistance in that. Now, if, let's say, the medical provider or the nurse, the doctor, doesn't have any problems with it and is fine with it, but they just can't do it because it's illegal. Because, you know, the state, because now you have the state intervening and saying, no, you can't do it. What do you do then? What is the right thing to do there? What is the right thing to do there? If the client wants to be offed and the doctor has no problems doing it, but it's just the state saying you can't do it, You know, I want to say that the state probably shouldn't be involved in that. But hypothetically, let's say the state wasn't involved in that. It was like, okay, if the doctor's okay with it, you could do it. You could have assisted suicides. Okay, cool. Then let's say an 18-year-old who went through a devastating breakup, tried to OD on a handful of pills, is at the hospital being pumped or whatever, and have their stomach pumped and all that stuff, and then pleads with the doctor to just kill them. Just kill me, please. My life is forfeit. It's over. It's over. I've been an orphan because my mom raped me, my dad raped me, and then the foster parents, they raped me, and I just wouldn't be offed. Please, you know, some horrible, devastating stuff. Really, some really tearjerkers. Giant, massive tearjerkers. Doozy of a life. And let's say that doctor, for some reason, is convinced and wants to do it. Talking about an 18-year-old who feels like his life is forfeit, wants to throw it all away, and doctor's like, okay, I'm cool with that. Then what? Just do it? Is that a problem? Because what if the 18-year-old was just bullshitting? What if the 18-year-old was just making all that shit up? Or maybe only part of it's real or true or whatever. Right? The other thing is, I didn't even think about this till now. It's kind of I don't know how a doctor could be fully, would be motivated to do that for like a young person, like an 18-year-old. Because who the fuck is going to pay the bill? I don't know if Medicaid would cover assisted suicide. I don't think Medicaid's going to cover that shit. I mean, these are extreme different situations. Like, when I hear about the stories about the 65-year-old woman who's, dude, man, she's in a hospital. She's been in a hospital for years. She's just shitting herself. Her life is gone. She's just like, in me. Just do it. Please, I beg you, in me. Take me out back and old yeller me. Come on, just do it. It's like, well, all right. How about you do it yourself? I don't know. You know, Even that one, I'm still a little conflicted for some reason, huh? It's a little torn. Now, if it was like an 84-year-old, like a hospice situation, oh man. If it's like a hospice, they kind of sort of already do. They don't really assist in the suicide. They just they comfort in the passing as much as they can by supplying like morphine and shit, drugs and shit. And maybe sometimes they would supply too much. I don't know. I can't tell you that. That's horrible. I mean, those are different situations. And if it's possible that people could just like be left to their own devices, like let's say a libertarian paradise, where the state was not involved in it, and they could navigate these situations, and okay, yeah, the 84-year-old who's the geriatrics that's on their way out and already in hospice or whatever, if the family's like, we can't do this, like just let her go. All right, and the old lady can't talk, so they assist suicide. But because of suicide, God looks down, frowns upon it. Nope, not into heaven now. You're going straight to hell. Imagine the 84-year-old woman as a spirit going to the gates of heaven. She did everything just right. She followed the Bible to the T, to the letter. She even stoned her kids when they're being bewildered. And God's like, no, you can't come in. What do you mean I can't come in? I did everything right. Nah, you suicided. I didn't suicide. Your family did it for you. They signed some papers, and the doctor. You know what? That seems kind of fucked up, right? I think that would be an exception to the rule. Don't you think? And moving this on over to, I guess, the religious aspect of a suicide and why suicide is wrong and all that stuff. Obviously, there's some clear examples of what. Well, let me frame this better. Assisted damnation. That's murder. Is this real, dead man? Where's the story going? Okay. Thinking about this now, about how God, as in the Christian sense, I think most religions are kind of in agreement on this. Don't kill yourself. Not a good idea. You're not going to go to a good afterlife. It's not going to be good. Say God has mercy? Maybe he does. Because see, here's the thing. There's all sorts of really dumb stuff people could do that could be kind of like, did you do that on purpose? Did you? Would that be a suicide? Or would that just be like, whatever? Like, knowingly going into a dangerous situation, knowing what's going to happen. Like if someone walked right up to a bear and just slapped the bear across the face and it was like devoured. Is that not a suicide? What is that? A suicide by bear. That person, let's say they're a devout Christian. They believe in Jesus and all that stuff. I don't know why they slapped a bear, but there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't do that. So they did it. And what happens then? Huh? What happens in that situation? The guy go, well, son, you fucked up. We have a special section of heaven for you, for all the jackasses that do stupid shit. What's that? Oh, it's this trap door. You go straight to hell. I don't know. Or what if you're drunk? The drunk assholes that shouldn't be playing with a loaded gun. Do not use a loaded gun when you're drunk. You shouldn't even have loaded guns around you when you're drunk. But, they have a loaded gun there. And wasn't trying to kill himself, but It just sort of happened. It just, maybe they're playing Russian roulette. God, I wasn't suicidal. I wasn't trying to kill myself. It was just a game, okay? Well, did you kill yourself? Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Going to hell. Well, we can wrestle with the whole my body, my choice when it comes to suicide. I don't see God entertaining that. I don't see him entertaining that. If you believe in him. So, to kind of wrap this stream up on this, how do you guys feel? What do you guys think about this when it comes to assisted suicide? Actually, let me back all the way up. How do you feel about people that apply that my body, my choice when it comes to suicide? As in, hey, they want to do it, just let them do it. Isn't that what Destiny did? Destiny said he had a friend that was suicidal, wanted to kill himself. And Destiny said, well, that's what he wants to do. I mean, I don't know if Destiny tried to talk him out of it. Repair the Red Bull mini fridge PvP, you bum. Okay. I don't have a Red Bull mini fridge. Fighting Fedora. I think God judges you on the values of your life and the value of your death. That's pretty good. I hope so anyway. But yeah, if you know somebody and they come to you, they're like, man, I think I'm done. I think it's over. I'm tapping out. It's the end. They want to say, some people say you don't have any responsibility. You don't have any right to help them, really, which is kind of weird because if they're a loved one, if someone you care about, you do kind of have a right to help them. The same way you would help them if they were like bleeding out, or they had a broken arm or got an injury. Though we could have another stream about mental health and mental. We could actually just do a stream about mental facilities, psychiatric facilities. Shit, I just tell you from experience as a mental health tech. That'd be great, fucking great. Yeah, shit. Some of those places are flat out hellholes, and they're worse than. Some of those places are so bad when you go there and you think you're going through some hardships, you think you're having some issues, you see what's there, it's a reality check. You realize, yeah, I don't have it so bad. Now, what about those that argue for assisted suicide? How do you feel about that? What do you think about that? Is it situational? Like, if hospice is tough. God, if you ever had someone who went through hospice, if you knew someone, it is very rough. You don't even have to do hospice. You could just go have a grandma that's an old folks home and she's practically withering away, dying every day. And you see her the day before she dies and you look at her. She's not even responding to you. She doesn't even know you're there. Yeah, that was my story. That was last year. When it comes to the assisted suicide stuff, situationally, like, it depends on the situation. I could kind of understand. I can understand the motivations for it. The only problem is once you start down that allowing that, then it could be like a slippery slope for it just being applied to situations where it's probably not really applicable. Now, I know this was a pretty sad and depressing stream. There's not really much to bring it up, to make it positive. Just just know, for what it's worth, I know I'm some random asshole on the internet. You guys don't even know me for much. But if you're going through something, you could reach out. Am I saying you can reach out to me? Yeah, you can. I may not respond right away because we're distant. There's layers. It's not really direct. But like, if you're going through something, yeah, you could talk to me. That's fine. That's fine. And if I can't do anything, I'll hear you out. Most definitely. And that's usually what people need. And they just need someone to listen to them, understand what they're going through, and help them through it. Help them process everything. But really, though, I will say, in addition, you should probably be going to somebody else, because I am just some random guy on the internet. For what it's worth, right? I will say, better start pandering to the PPP audience. I'm offering mental health. What does the PPP audience want? Huh? What does the PPP audience want? I don't like to cover something that someone else has already covered, and I feel like they already did a really good job on it. With the exception to the Ethan Ralph stuff. We were all kind of ducking on Ethan Ralph. But yeah, I think PPP is a funny guy. I think he's a good dude. Don't throw your life away. Tons of stupid, unfortunate people die without being given the choice. Right. It's right on. I will say the next streams will be a little bit more lively, a little bit more positive. You want blood? Like what? Blood sports? I don't really do blood sports on this channel, Kind of a more sip and chill, That's the vibe here. Blood for the blood gods. I think it would be hilarious to talk to another dad about how bad they are as being a dad. If I could talk to Matthew Vickers about how he messed up. Matthew Vickers, you messed up. He's not watching this. Crave battle. Who should I debate? Debates. I feel like a debate, all you're really doing is pandering to your audience, and you're also speaking to their audience to try to win them over. Because you're not going to win the other person over in a debate. I've never seen a debate where the other person was like, all right, yeah, you win. No. Every debate I've ever seen, from like the atheist versus Christian stuff I used to watch quite a bit, to Destiny versus Vosh, It always ends the same. The two people that enter the ring, they both leave thinking they won. And then their hug box of an audience will like tell them, yeah, you did good. You did good. There might be some people that leave. Okay. All right. Slay celeb grifters. I might want to take down the donation thing if I'm going to do that, aren't I? Because we're all kind of grifters here. Though some people are blatantly lying to their audience for money. They don't practice what they preach. They'll say a bunch of stuff, maybe about socialism, communism, and they'll say all sorts of stuff about how capitalism is evil and all that, and how things need to systematically change while they are profiting, while they are benefiting from a capitalist society. Like Vosh. But yeah. I guess I could look around at some other e-grifters or e-celebs that are blatantly lying and talking about them some more. Maybe I could do that. These last couple of Rant Chills have been more about talking about other issues, like more deeper things, you know? I like that. Though of course there's part of me that does like this sort of internet tabloid thing of talking about an e-celeb. Oh my god, internet famous, let's talk about this guy. Nick Fuentes and Catboy and all that stuff. You guys want blood. Argue on horror. Good. Could do that. Could definitely do that. All right, guys. Oh, fighting fedora, assisted suicide, abortion, gladiator, death matches. It's all the same. All signs of a decaying society. Huh. I didn't think about equating a gladiator death matches into that, but you're right. Because what is that? Especially when it's sponsored by the state. All right. Well, you guys, y'all take it easy. Have a good one. And stay safe out there, all right?